am I an artist? Because I feel spirit and God when I'm painting. And my path has always been a spiritual path since a very young age, and so I just kept following that. It was feeding me. I tap into a reality that can't be explained, and I like almost the intellectualism of that. I know it's like I'm proving or making visible the unseen, and I love that idea. It's like tapping into something that is miraculous and magical, and I love that stuff. Who doesn't, right? So in that way I truly feel blessed that I can even kind of partake in this journey of like expression. It's just fun. Like who wouldn't want to do this every day, right? I started painting, and even when I started earlier on, I would hear like my guides and God talk to me and even kind of show me how to do things, like show me how to shade, show me how to make something look realistic. And these are skills that I didn't even have within me, so I knew it was coming from somewhere else. I wasn't taught this. This is kind of like when I was in my learning phase of learning how to draw or paint realistically. And so I had a lot of help, and I could hear, obviously, because I could hear the other side, and I could hear other dimensions. We say the other side, I don't know really what that means. So as I kind of developed that, tapping into that voice, I started recognizing that there was this whole other world of information. And I truly believe that we all have the ability to tap into the possibilities, like channel down the new algebra or chemistry or new theories or new ideas, or anybody that is a thinker has an idea of really bringing in something new. You're tapping into this other space, this creative space, and what I can do with my art is I tap into that other world, that other dimension, and I bring in information. So in essence, I'm sending off my spirit or whatever, and I'm walking into this other dimension where all sorts of things exist. I do everything out of love and a higher frequency. So when I'm painting, I use my consciousness and my intention to answer specific questions about maybe what's going on with the planet, and then I'm actually told answers. A lot of the times they're future things that end up happening or coming true. So just through time, I've been able to realize that I am like an oracle, or can see things, and that's pretty fun. With that same kind of intention and love for humanity and others, I can do that same thing for people. So I can tap into things that they might need to know, or what's going on with them, what God wants them to know, or what their spirit guides want them to know, to feel more love, basically, and to help teach them things that they might be going through, and help them feel safe and supported and loved. But very specific things, like I'm able to kind of see everything truly, and which I'm so blessed and feel so humbled that I can even help people in that way, because it is so intimate and so delicate. And to be able to love people in that way, even if I've never met them, is truly a blessing. I love that. So I do that with my art, and then my art holds the energy of that higher space, of that higher dimension, and that frequency of maybe their potential, or maybe what their lost loved ones want them to know, and it holds them in this, almost like this sacred object of the art that people have with them in their homes, and they keep them on their altars or in their special rooms, and it helps remind them how much they're loved and supported, and how they're never really alone. So I love that I can do that for people. An art reading is doing just that. I tap into what it is the person needs to know from their spirit guides and angels and God, their higher selves, all of those beautiful, loving beings that are surrounding people every day, whether they're aware of it or not. And I communicate directly to them. I don't have to admit the person. I can just go by that person's intention or agreement with me to read for them. And so I write down information as it's coming through, and then I'm shown energetically, like artistically, what to do. So I just am guided step by step kind of what to put in the art for that person. Then I sit down with them. It takes me about an hour to create the artwork for people. And so then we meet for an hour. So totally I'm spending 2.5 hours on that person, whether it's writing out messages and creating the art and then sitting down with the individual. So I'd sit down with you and we would go over all the messages that came through, what the art means and how to use it in their home, and then I connect with spirit in the moment and share with them and help them integrate some of those messages and teachings in their lives. They're very healing. They're very almost like a spiritual coaching session in a way, but it's also telling them kind of what's going on and what's going on in their life and where they're being guided to shift or change or love parts of themselves, and it explains kind of what's happening in their lives. And so they're amazing sessions. I love doing them. It's where I can really help, and I love them. So there you go. Channeled art is kind of just connecting. I can paint and draw anything that I see, like realistically. For me, art is partly an intellectual process of like the mechanics of it, like exercising those parts of my brain. But at the same time, when I really like the channeling art piece because I am tapping into worlds and into possibilities that my brain is limited on, right? My brain is literally just programmed on what it already knows, right? It's not programmed on what it doesn't know yet. So in this creative process, I'm able to tap into things that I might not be aware of. And I love that space because I just love the possibility of changing and growing and constantly expanding. That's just me. I'm weird. I don't know. And so when I'm channeling art, I don't really have, like all the paintings that you see for readings or for the monthly messages, those are all paintings that I have no idea what I'm doing. Meaning, like, I don't have a plan set up. I don't have like, hey, I'm going to do this and this is what the message is going to be. Though when I finally deliver the message, it might seem very well packaged to where I must have had the idea first and then created a painting based on that teaching. But I'm actually taught right along with the process, meaning they're telling me what's happening on the planet and how to integrate those parts of ourselves, how to love ourselves more. I mean, those are the messages that they're telling me as I'm painting, and they're showing me how the painting is interconnected with that process, meaning like why the blues are there and what the water means and why the water is going into the tree. And I'm going to have a lot more videos on explaining my paintings and stuff, which is going to be pretty awesome. But so it's channeled art is I'm shown step by step, so I don't know what the outcome is until the end, basically until like you guys know. And then I put together the meaning behind the whole process afterwards. So in that way, it's so magical and it's amazing. And I wish you guys could I really want to express it or have you experience that, of being part of something so magical. Because when you're in that experience, you have no doubts that something bigger is happening and that we're a part of something so amazing and magical. And so I try to share that, and that's part of the reason why I'm creating this video, is so you can fully understand how cool it is, I guess, which is awesome. So there's that. There's other painting options I offer people, and that's like a soul purpose painting and a spirit guide painting. And both are done similar ways, where using my consciousness and my intention, I sit down and I ask spirit what it is that this person needs to know in regards to their soul purpose. I do a whole ceremony around that, and all of the things that I do. There is a ceremony that I do, and a preparation I do for myself mentally and physically and emotionally. But with the soul purpose painting, it's truly about your soul purpose, like why you're here. It kind of incorporates some of your akash, meaning some of your past lives or traumas, and why you're maybe still be carrying them. We talk about that. That's usually not what's held in the painting. The painting holds your highest potential. And so it's holding a frequency that kind of will change with you through time. They're very cool, sacred art pieces. Everyone that I've ever created for, they're like multidimensional. They help the person integrating and loving and accepting all of their parts. And I say that because if we could just live our soul purpose right now, and we all are here to do what we do, like usually there's parts of that mean loving and allowing ourselves to be successful, allowing ourselves to be great, right? Loving ourselves enough to express the love that we have within. And that can be a process. For others, it might not be a process, but that might come up in your painting. So what I mean is it is holding a higher frequency, and it helps you get to that space. It's very informative. It talks about potentials. They're very cool. So, and then the spirit guide paintings give a physical kind of rendition of what your guide looks like in energies. So if your guide is from Arizona, like we have had, or I've done, and maybe you guys have seen that one, it's going to give you different symbolism that the spirit guide is speaking through. So in that way, your guide, the one that comes through the strongest, that is meant to be shown in a painting, right, is telling me what to do and what they look like. And in some cases, they're like, no, my nose is smaller, no, my nose is bigger, right, or whatever. It's a very interactive piece. And so it's not just what does your guide look like or angel look like. It's also, again, holding the energy that they're wanting to share with you. Because when you feel called to do one of these things, everything's divinely guided. So that's going to also be the symbolism and the messages that you need to know and the energy that you need to know now, right? And hold and help to help you go to the next space or to expand further. That's what I mean by going to the next space, because we're constantly growing and changing. So what is this message supposed to do for you? And so all of these paintings are meant to kind of help catalyst you and kind of help promote you and your greatest sense, which is just pure love. You'll sign up for one. I love doing them, and they are very, very cool. I hope that answers some of your guys' questions, or at least allows you to see me in a greater capacity in what I'm here to do. And I hope that I can connect with you soon. And thanks for watching the video. Much love to you always.